sperm needs to be stored at a certain temperature for it to be able to function properly, for it to be able to develop properly. Heat destroys sperm. When you overheat your testicles, you are destroying your sperm, and then you'll not be able to get partner pregnant. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another exciting episode of Pillow Talk with Dr. O. You already know. Like I said before, sometimes I like to rap, and it sounds like I rap when I say that. Anyway, let's get serious. So today we're actually discussing a very important topic. A topic that actually affects a lot of men, right? But with everything health that has to do with men, they are always too ashamed to talk about it, or they wait for too long before they seek medical help. So we're talking about it now to create awareness. If you're affected by this condition, then reach out and see a doctor as soon as possible. Trust me, there is nothing that cannot be handled. There's nothing doctors have not seen. You're not going to be the first and you're not the last. So please don't be shy. Reach out to a doctor if this is affecting you. And if you are a female watching this, if your partner has been diagnosed with this, or you suspect that your partner might have this problem, then show this video to your partner, discuss with him, and convince him to see a doctor. Okay, so what are we talking about? We're talking about low sperm count. Low sperm count. So basically, we're going to be focusing on the causes of low sperm count. What are the possible causes of low sperm count? Now, one of the most common causes of men having low sperm count is infections. Infections is very common, especially sexually transmitted infections, right? So what they do is, some of these infections actually cause scarring that eventually leads to blockage of the tubes that transport sperm. So imagine that, your body's producing sperm, but you're not able to ejaculate that sperm because of the blockage of the tubes that's supposed to transfer the sperm. So you'll be ejaculating semen, but the semen won't contain sperm, right? In that case, you have low sperm count, or there will be no sperm in your semen at all, right? And a lot of men are not aware, especially those that are still ejaculating semen. They're like, okay, they are ejaculating semen. I mean, since sperm is a cell, it can't be seen by the human eye, so you don't even know that you don't have sperm. And you're wondering, how come I'm not able to get my partner pregnant? Well, the only way you can discover this, or this can be diagnosed, is when you go to a hospital to make a complaint, that I've been trying to, we've been trying to get pregnant. Most times we go as couples. In fact, men are usually guilty of this. They just leave the women to go. They assume that they are always fine. Leave the women to go, and then when the women go, that's when they find out that, oh, everything's okay with the woman. Bring the husband for testing. Again, the man will be reluctantly go until he honors the invitation, and that's when they will do the seminal fluid analysis, and that's testing sperm in men. So that's when they now discover, after doing that test, that, oh, you have low sperm count, or you have azoospermia, and there's no sperm at all. So low sperm count, the medical term for it is oligospermia, and azoospermia is when you have no sperm at all. So basically, infections can cause low sperm count. They can lead to low sperm count. That's why it's very important to always practice safe sex. Be faithful to your partner, and you cannot abstain from sexual intercourse, so that you can have, your unborn kids can come out safely. The next reason why men have low sperm counts is ejaculatory problems. So this is similar to what happens with infections, right? In ejaculatory problems, instead of you to ejaculate the semen outward, into the outside of your body, so that it can swim and fertilize the egg, the semen is going backwards and is going into your bladder. So you're not ejaculating it when you orgasm, you are ejaculating it on the inside. Of course, if that happens, you don't have any eggs, you can't carry a baby, so your partner is not going to get pregnant, right? And of course, when you do a test, the only way this can be diagnosed again is when you go to see a doctor and they do the necessary tests. One of the tests will also be a seminal fluid analysis, which will reveal low sperm count or no sperm at all. Bear in mind that all the things I've mentioned, there are ways around it, there are treatments, there are things you can do to solve this problem. So don't worry, don't think it's the end of the world. There's always a remedy. The next common cause of low sperm count is taking certain medication, taking alcohol, and smoking. Taking drugs, so medication is like prescribed drugs. So some of them can be like ulcer medication, anti-hypertensive medication, antibiotics, antifungal medications. And for those of you that like to be buff, build your muscles, that take anabolic steroids, trust me, you're putting yourself at risk of low sperm counts. Those of you that don't want to listen, what is enough for the wise? Don't take alcohol, don't smoke. No, you listen. I'm a man, I can do whatever I want. You are putting yourself at risk of low sperm count. So if you are in the habit of engaging in any of these things I mentioned, including recreational drug use like marijuana, cocaine, and all that, you need to stop it right now. If not for anything, for this reason I've mentioned, if you know you want to see your unborn kid, there, stop taking alcohol, stop smoking, stop using recreational drugs, and don't take any medicine without prescription. Okay? I hope we're now on the same page. I hope we have an agreement now. Good. Another reason why people have low sperm count is something that we call anti-sperm antibodies. So what do antibodies do in your body? Antibodies fight infection. So when they identify any foreign invaders, they go and attack it. So in the case of anti-sperm antibodies, what does that tell you? Anti-sperm. So they are against the sperm. They are working against the sperm. What these antibodies do is they identify the sperm as an invader and they attack it. So when your body produces sperm, they go and attack it. And when they attack it, obviously they kill the sperm, but they destroy it, right? So your body still works to produce sperm, but some psycho antibodies in your body are attacking the sperm. So this then becomes an issue. And again, the only way to diagnose this problem is by going to the hospital for appropriate tests to be done, right? So there are a number of people going through this that don't actually know they are going through this. So if you notice that you try to get up, you're having regular, frequent intercourse, especially during your partner's fertile window for at least a year and you're not getting her pregnant, then you need to see a doctor for diagnosis of any of the things I've mentioned so far. Now to the next cause of low sperm count. Hormonal imbalances. So you know, like everything in the body, hormones are responsible for certain functions being performed by certain organs in the body. Now, when you have any issue with the hormones being secreted in the body, those functions will be impaired or they won't be performed at all. If you have any imbalance in the hormones that are responsible for sperm production, it will inevitably affect the production of sperm, and that will either lead to low sperm count or no sperm count, and you won't be able to get a partner pregnant. Remember that people that have low sperm counts, they have reduced chances of getting their partner pregnant. So you actually find that there are some men that have low sperm count and they can still get their partner pregnant, right? That's because it's not like they're not producing sperm, they're still producing sperm. It's just that their sperm is little, so the sperm that they are producing is low. So if they're lucky, even that small sperm can still get fertilized the egg, right? But the truth is, to increase your chances of getting your partner pregnant, you need to have optimum number of sperm. And so how do we define low sperm count? Like, how low is low when we talk about sperm count? So any sperm count that is less than 15 million sperm cells in 1 ml of semen is low. So you can imagine you need that much sperm cells to guarantee that you get a partner pregnant. 15 million. 15 million, that's more than almost the population of Lagos, right? Lagos in Nigeria, for those who are not Nigerian. That's, and in Ghana, let's not even talk about, maybe that's the whole of Ghana, right? So 15 million is a whole lot, right? Because it's a very competitive process. Swimming to reach that egg is a serious competition, and 15 million people have to take part in the race at the minimum for you to have a good chance of getting someone pregnant. So when you have way less than this, you can imagine that your chances are so slim. So it's not impossible for a man to have that has low sperm count to conceive naturally, but it is only more difficult. Now, the last but not the least point that I'm going to talk about, that is a reason why men possibly have low sperm counts, is overheating the testicles. I'm sure some people are confused, like, okay, is she alright? Like, who in their right senses would overheat their testicles? That must be a painful process. Well, let me explain. You see, if you notice, your testicles are hanging outside your body and they are dangling way down in a sac called the scrotum. And if you've ever checked it before, the temperature of your scrotum is cooler than the temperature of your body. Men, if you're watching me, just test it. Touch your leg and touch the scrotum. Which one is colder, the leg or the scrotum? Under normal circumstances, it's the scrotum. And there is a reason for that, because sperm needs to be stored at a certain temperature for it to be able to function properly, for it to be able to develop properly. Now, heat destroys sperm. When you overheat your testicles, you are destroying your sperm, and then you'll not be able to get a partner pregnant. So someone is wondering again, how does someone overheat their testicles? One of the ways is by using your laptop for too long. Your laptop, the bottom of the laptop is always hot, especially when you've used it for a while, it's always hot. You now put that laptop on your leg and be frying your testicles, grilling it slowly. You don't know that heat from your laptop is being transferred to your scrotum. So you are increasing the temperature of the scrotum, the environment where the sperm is, thereby destroying the sperm. So those of you that are always working on your laptop one afternoon and you're putting your laptop on your lap, if you are a man, take your laptop off your laps. and use a table. Put your laptop on the table if you know you're going to work for long, right? Don't put it on your leg because you're overheating your testicles. Another thing that can affect it is when you wear tight-fitting clothes, right? Tight-fitting clothes, or when you sit down for too long. That can also affect the temperature in that area, and it can affect the sperm. So it sounds so simple, but it's actually real. So now that you know, take note of it. If you enjoyed watching this video so far, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and share with someone who you think might need to see this. Remember what I always say, your sexual health is equally as important as your general health and well-being. See you next week.